All right, guys, massive new price prediction for XRP while the cryptocurrency market is currently heating up. So we're going to discuss all of the XRP news and the overall market news that you guys need to know. Plus, we're going to be checking out some of my trades that I've opened recently. And we're going to remember that nothing in my videos is financial advice because, of course, I'm not a financial advisor. Now, let's jump straight into it, looking at XRP's price right now. $2.13, back above that $2 mark. Absolutely lovely. And you can see here where we got involved in our new trade right there, which was very nice, almost the exact bottom. Now, a lot of people are like, well, how did you manage to catch the exact bottom? Well, guys, I like to use a few different indicators, one of them being my own mentality, right? Or mentality or mental, I don't know. My own, like my reaction to the market, right? Because when we feel the most amount of fear, pain, uncertainty, it's most likely that the rest of the market is also feeling that. So when I feel that, I go, okay, I wonder what the rest of the market's feeling. So I head over to the liquidations, right? This is how the Bitcoin exchange liquidation map. Now, yes, this isn't XRP directly. This is Bitcoin. But what this shows us is what the market is thinking. So here we can see that actually right now the market is quite undecided. How do I know that? Because we have about $7 billion of accumulative long liquidations, and we have about $7 billion of accumulative short liquidations. Now, this means that, for example, here with the shorts, if Bitcoin's price goes to 94,800, $7 billion will be liquidated from the market. Whereas if Bitcoin's price goes to 73,800, $7 billion will be liquidated from the market. Now, of course, all of that money will not be fully liquidated from the market because as the price moves, people will put in stop losses, they'll close their positions and all of that. But what we can see from this information is simple. It tells us what the bias of the market is. Right now, it's undecided. So this isn't a point where I'm normally getting involved in trades. However, when I opened this XRP trade here, this SUI trade here, and this Bitcoin trade here, which is in almost $10,000 worth of profit, when I opened them, I came here and what I noticed was most of the market was short. So we had this green bar all the way here, and then this was all the way down. Now, this was all the way down because just recently we had a big liquidation wick to the downside. This liquidated all of the long positions, decimating the long positions and pushing people to add to their short positions. Now, I don't like to go short down here at support. If I was to go short, it would be up here at resistance. However, I am bullish biased right now. I believe we're still in a bull market, so I'm actually not going short on the market. The reason why I don't go short on the market, even in the short term here, for the most point, I do actually have a short on Trump. That's the only short that I've really done. But the reason why I don't go short is because basically with a long position like these, I feel like I can just leave them open, you know, like I can put my break even stop loss, I can pinch a little bit of profit out of it, simply pressing close, and then I can just take a little bit of profit out, you know, or bring this down here, take a little bit of profit out, simple, right? But I can just leave it open from then once I have a stop loss in, and I think the price will go up. Whereas if I have a short position, I can't really just forget about it because the market's probably going to bounce because I think that the market is bullish, right? So if you guys do want to trade yourselves and you have your own strategy you like to follow, we have a link to Weeks down there in the description. You can get up to $20,000 or $30,000 worth of bonuses plus earn 20% deposit reward, right? So you can deposit here and get up to 20% right now if you follow the links in the description. They have a 1,000 Bitcoin protection fund, over 1,000 cryptocurrencies, 5 million users, and up to 200x leverage. Now, I wouldn't be using 200x leverage, but each to their own. And to sign up to Weeks, just need your email address, your password, a couple of minutes to read the terms of service, and you guys can trade from anywhere in the world without providing any personal details. Now let's jump over to this. XRP could hit $12.50 before President Trump's term ends. This is from Standard Chartered Bank, one of the biggest banks in the world, saying XRP is uniquely positioned at the heart of cross-border payments. This is from the report. So XRP could reach $12.50 by 2028. The bank said XRP is uniquely positioned, and XRP is expected to keep up pace with Bitcoin in terms of its price gains. So we can see Bitcoin right now is here, and XRP is number 3. It does say number 4, but Tether is, of course, a stable coin. So XRP is the 3rd largest crypto here, with a market cap of 124 billion. It really isn't far off being the 2nd largest cryptocurrency, and I actually think it could be possible depending on what happens with the market sentiment towards Ethereum. Now, $12.50. Is that boring? Is that crap? Well, guys, I have to be realistic, or we have to be realistic here. At $2, right, that gives us a price increase of 6x. Yeah, about 6x, a little bit less than 6x. But I think that's really good. Imagine you had a couple of $1,000s. Let's say you managed to build a position at $2 with 10K, right? If this does a 6x by 2028, which is 3 years away, that would give you $60,000. That's a massive increase, right? 6x on your money. When we think about the average for the S&P 500, which is average 10%, sometimes it goes down 30% though, right? Look at that, or 25% or whatever. Sometimes it drops significantly on a year, but the average over a long period of time is 10%. So 600 times or 60 times that, right? Which is pretty incredible, right? For me, I actually think that in this bull run, so I think the bull run's not over. I think we're going to have another leg. I think $10, maybe $12 is actually possible depending on the sentiment around the market, depending on the sentiment around altcoins, and depending on the actual adoption and the use of XRP with these banks. But we are seeing this start. We spoke about this recently with the DeFi thing that Donald Trump signed recently. So I think that's a very bullish and nice option for XRP to get this high. And I think that if you're feeling like, oh, Connor, that's stupid, it's going to $100 or $500. Guys, let's be realistic. Those things are potentially possible, extremely unlikely, but possible. That's why we always have our moon bags. But this is why I have my spot bags and I trade XRP with low leverage. Because these low leverage trades, I can happily take profit out. I don't care. People called me an idiot for taking profits at $2.75, and I was an idiot up here at $3.30, but I was a genius down here. So I can use this cash that I take profits from to reinvest either with my trades or my spot bags. And that's how I'm going to continue to do this. Now, in the markets overall, Japan's Meta Planet just purchased 319 more Bitcoin. We got Bitcoin OTC desks reaching lows, which means that these big players who are buying off market, right, are going to run out of Bitcoin to be buying without affecting the price, which is very interesting. And tomorrow we see President Bukele from El Salvador join Trump at the White House. Now, this could be bullish for Bitcoin and bullish for crypto. As we know, this president has been buying Bitcoin since the bear market. But remember, guys, we basically have no idea what Donald Trump is going to do next, all right? We have no idea how erratic the next decisions will be, the rate hikes or reductions or whatever. So we need to be prepared for anything. So if you are short-term trading, make sure you have your risk management in place. Make sure, for example, you have stop losses. You've taken some profit if you've seen them and all of that good stuff. And if you are accumulating for the long term and XRP is a long-term option for you, a long-term investment for you, then if the price moves down, let's say 50% from where we sit today and we reach $1, or maybe we even go back to 50 cents, what will you do? Because this is possible. I'm not saying it will happen, but this is possible. So if it happens, will you take advantage of it or will you panic and sell when that happens, guys? Make those decisions now so you don't have to be emotional if it happens, and then we can prepare for the best, right? Or we can prepare for the worst. And either way, we're going to come out of this okay because we're invested in things we actually believe in. With that said, guys, let me know what you think about the price prediction. Do you think that's possible? Do you think it's going to go much higher than that this bull run? Or do you think it's going to go nowhere near that? Let me know. And remember, guys, if you do want to trade with no KYC, no VPN, no personal details, you can do so over on Weeks by signing up using the links down there in my description, and you can earn that 20% deposit reward. All of those links are down there in the description, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.